top.
Right.
So it look like a mushroom.
It's a mushroom.
What's it supposed to be? A lamp?
Lamp, living a meaningful purpose.
Living. Oh.
So we're going to fix these shirts up to where the color's gonna be a little bit different.
But y'all already going shit.
Yeah, it's just the first one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have we have it all done next time.
Nice.
Wait, so why can't we get nose rings? Sorry, that's obviously more important. But
Who said no? Oh, you said no.
I said no.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
why? So you're saying we don't have the noses?
No.
It's not for
What's
our
wrong with our
face.
noses?
I'm trying to picture y'all in
Just a small
I want
one.
one right here, though. I don't want one here. I want it here.
Just,
Fuck all this shit.
Yeah, thank you. Like,
I don't know.
Shut
I
up,
can see the little
Chase.
stud.
It's just like
It's
Like a
one more
small
thing.
one, not like the like.
I want to hear that
yeah,
shit.
like
Bigger
a bull,
ones.
like some,
That's like
it's-
one more thing you gotta deal with. You gotta clean that motherfucker, and it's in your goddamn nose.
Right.
Your nose already run and shit.
What does that have to do with my nose
Take it
ring?
out and you get
Oh, come on, man, it's too much.
Dad's back in the day. When you get a booger stuck in your nose. Sounds like my dad. Thanks, Chase.
Did you start us already?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that because you should probably speak into your mic now.
Oh.
We're
Oh, we already started.
that's kind of what that is. The only shit. That's a good thing about it being with the stands.
right, because you don't know when it starts.
Oh, yeah,
we just
I
kind of
didn't
start
know.
recording at random. It's
We kind of just start.
all right. So, last episode we talked about the dating app with Jess. So I took over one of her dating accounts. Online dating accounts, and so last episode I hadn't really set her up on any dates yet, but this week I successfully set her up on a date. So it's like this weird catfish thing, right? Because it's like they're talking to me, but they actually go out on the date with Jessica. Like someone explained that to me, and I was like, oh shit, it is kind of like,
That's pretty cool.
it's kind of like catfish.
I think
so
that's cool.
I feel
So
like they're
you-
just playing with niggas' lives. But
no, we're
I
not.
it.
Like it was a
We
great.
need to
Okay,
do
here's the thing. Okay, so Jessica, tell us about your experience with this man.
It is like that though, because it was really funny because how it worked was because we've obviously never done this before, so we're like, are you gonna show me the picture? Are we gonna know who it is?
Right.
And so basically, Stacy sent me the picture. I didn't even know. Like when she sent me the message, I automatically knew it was the guy's picture, and I was like, and so I got the picture 30 minutes before I was supposed to go on a date.
Right.
Earlier in the day, she like ran through like our conversation that we've already had, you know, like, and luckily we figured this out. Like, you're not supposed to have a lot of like in detail conversation
Right.
because then it's
Right.
going to be harder for Stacy to convey like
Oh, yeah.
how that was.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's like, he has a dog. His name is this. Blah blah blah. This, and it was like
Right. He went to a wedding this
he
weekend.
went to a
and
wedding.
then-
Ask him about that. So, you know, she sent me the picture, and it was actually
Yeah.
really funny because we've matched before, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we've talked a little bit, but somehow maybe I became disinterested. I don't know, but we didn't talk. So luckily, like, and when I got to the restaurant, the guy was like, "Yeah, we've talked before," and I was like, "Yeah, we have talked before."
Right there.
Hey.
That's why I'm like, no.
But here's the thing, like it wasn't like I tried to like set her up with some scrub or like that she's a scrub. It was like a legit like.
No, I was like, I thought it was good because it was literally somebody that obviously, like, upon first sight, I found, like, you know, attractive in some way. Like, she got my type obviously pretty good if we matched on the same person. So, yeah, no, we went on a date. The guy was like super, super sweet, super nice. Like it was pretty spot on to what I was looking for, or what the goal was for me to go on a date with this guy. It was really funny though, because the whole time, like if I said something, I was like, oh yeah, because because I told you that, yeah, like because I said that before.
Right.
But you know,
like,
he's gonna give you a lot more leeway if he's already attracted to you physically.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
not gonna even care. Like, oh, did you
Right.
remember
He
what I
don't care
said?
how he got it.
Right.
He don't care
Don't care.
why he got it. He just know I'm in the game
Right.
somehow.
You here?
I'm
Right.
actually not a good player, but somehow what's old boy who just went out the game? Golden State.
KD.
KD went out. Okay, and then your boy went out. All of a sudden we on third string, but he know he in the game.
He in the
That's all that
game.
matters.
Okay, so the cool thing that I liked about this is, sometimes you're stuck in your way with how you make people or how you date people or what you disqualify, and granted, I'm not exactly seeing this guy right now, but that's a whole different story. But sometimes you need that extra push, of what your friend thinks maybe you should go on a date with, or
Right.
I obviously matched with him before and we never wanted a date, but because of your friend picking this person, whatever, making you go into that comfort zone, I went on a date with him and it was nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah,
So-
I gotta that brought me back in the day. That it reminded me of something. So a long time ago, it was a girl I had just started talking to. And it was kind of just going he's just texting. This is before really on Facebook.
Right.
So we were just texting back and forth. And I wasn't super into it. She wasn't super into it, but we kind of knew each other. My homegirl got on my phone, started texting her, and all this freaky stuff started coming out of her.
Come on now.
Oh.
Come on, preach.
Oh, this is like the
Seriously,
others.
Let it happen.
So I was like, wait a minute, she talking about doing this and doing that, and I was like, I've been texting her for a week or maybe something like that, and then
Right.
she just texted her for 2 hours, and
Yeah.
2 hours.
yeah,
But the other part of that is you were so a lot of times guys, they don't want to fuck it up.
right.
So it's you tiptoeing, but your friend, she ain't got no inhibitions for this shit.
Exactly.
So she don't even care. So she'll go in right quick, because at this point it don't even matter, because you were losing kind of, because it wasn't going anywhere.
So
It was yeah, we can go out, this and that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all of a sudden she started talking about what she liked to do, and ooh, I like this.
She
and-
say handcuffs. What?
But and that's one of the things too, Stacy knows all the requirements. She knows my history, so I'm not being all insecure of I'm gonna tell this person this, I won't tell them that, blah blah blah. Stacy's I don't care, I ain't gonna date you. Boom, here it is. And then the guy's oh, yes or no, and then you're okay, you go on a date. So I get it.
Yeah, it was like a light, like a lamp, like a light shine.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden she was yeah, I know what girls like and what they want and this and that. So
Right.
kind of like that Steve Harvey thing, what do men want or what do women want?
Yeah.
I started
Yeah.
thinking about, okay, how do women think when they're talking to me instead of what I'm thinking when I'm talking to them?
Right.
So
Right.
when I've kind of realized, what are you thinking when I'm texting you?
Yeah.
This word, I think about it before I even send it to you.
Right.
And then that makes a big difference.
Yeah. So I think that I'm gonna go ahead and try to set her up on one more date.
What happened to the last one?
It's my fault. I have a lot
Right.
going on at work, so I kind of did that whole thing where we were kind of texting. He was texting me, and I wasn't reciprocating. I was telling her today that I think I might reach out to him this week and be hey, want to go do something? But it's just me acknowledging that. When I'm dating, this is what I need to do, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So
What you didn't like?
He wasn't disqualified, but I definitely might.
If you like somebody, you gonna make some time.
Yeah, I'll make.
It's something you didn't like. Is he watching?
No.
He might be actually.
You told her about the podcast.
And I'm going to review
Okay,
our
don't say
date
no.
on the podcast.
Not safe for work.
Yeah. And I just have so much going on in life right now. And if things were different, God damn it, Jim.
The reason I told Stacy was because, when you go on a date with somebody or you meet somebody and you just automatically think oh, I can't wait to talk to that person tomorrow, or I hope they text me, or I can't wait. I didn't really exactly feel that, but I don't want to say that was his fault, because I told Stacy, and this is honest to God truth, I've had a lot going on, so I don't know if I was necessarily in the mindset to be receptive of somebody wanting to actually see me or date me or talk to me. So I'm not saying he could be a dud and maybe I really just don't like him, but I'm not going to know until I try. So that's why I said I might reach out to him this week and be hey, you want to hang out? You want to go do something?
Well, you said it was about timing, right?
He's still losing right
Still losing. You said it's about timing, right?
Life
It's
is about
time.
time.
And then on top of that, you already matched with him once. No, I'm sorry, guy. You already matched with him once on your terms,
Right.
and it didn't go anywhere. Then Stacy did it because y'all both knew your type of him,
Yep.
and he's still losing.
Right.
And so what we gotta understand is a lot of this shit. Number one, a lot of this shit we ain't got no control over it, right? So maybe you supposed to be with dude, maybe you're not, right? But damn, 2 out of 2 right now.
Almost straight.
Yeah.
That first opportunity,
He about to get swept.
He blew it.
He about to get swept. That first opportunity.
He blew it.
She's still that first opportunity.
So yeah. So we'll see what happens next week.
Sorry, dude.
See.
Sorry.
It's done.
All right. Well, I'm Stay Sorry.
Jessica Lola.
King Colin P.
And we are Houston. I'm just saying.
Hey.
We've been having a hard time saying it together, and Chase doesn't want to say it with us either.
We on
we're
episode 17. I'm not saying that shit. Even though I love the name of the show.
Right.
Yeah. Then they ask for like spirit fingers and shit.
We want sound effects.
They want sparkles and shit.
He won't do it. All right. So we do have guests today. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, my name is Patrick Francis, aka Doc.
I'm Lloyd Lindley, aka Chip.
Doc and Chip?
Catch the drip.
Oh, I fell right the fuck into that. Like I fell right into it.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't even know that was gonna happen, and
That's
that
I
was
feel like
awesome.
you knew.
I
We
had
didn't know
no
that
idea.
That's just what it is.
Intuition,
See,
baby.
they was hella together. You said that was a little bit
You
different.
said, yeah.
That was a magical
Y'all were
moment
in
right
sync.
there.
Are y'all best friends?
Yeah. How do y'all know each
We
other?
born on the same day, everything.
Oh, damn.
St. Patrick's
We've
Day.
been knowing each other since like 3 years old.
What? Like, were y'all? So y'all were like had like family friends, or y'all were family friends or whatever. That's awesome.
Yeah, family grew up in the same neighborhood, different schools, so we weren't like at the same school, but
Right.
we were
But y'all were
both.
both born on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah,
St. Patrick's Day.
So amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's always a
I would
party
be
going
drunk
same hospital.
every time.
on. Dang, that's crazy.
Every week I would be drunk. I'm sorry, every St. Patrick's Day together. We wearing green and we drunk.
Yeah,
He's like, that's how it's
it don't
been.
even have to be St. Patrick's Day.
Every day is a holiday.
Wait, so y'all the same age too?
Same age.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, you said
Same incubators next to each other. Nah.
They might be. I don't know. I might believe them right now. Same incubators,
Mama
possibly.
and his mom.
They were both looking in the window.
Like, I'm like, yeah, so yours look good. Mine look good.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So, tell us a little bit about what you guys have going on in the city. I know that I saw the Party with a Purpose, and I know you guys have some fitness stuff going on. So, it seems like y'all have a long resume as to your involvement in the city and just a lot of other things. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically, we've been, like Pat was saying, that we've been doing this for a long time with fitness and giving back to the community. So we just wanted to put it together, tie the knot. So therefore, that's how we came up with LAMP, living a meaningful purpose.
It's not a mushroom on their shirt,
It's
guys.
not a mushroom. It's a lamp. This is our prototype. So
Yeah.
we'll have a better looking lamp, but it's not that.
It's like a
bad.
lava lamp.
It's
Lava lamp.
not.
I like
Yeah,
the lava lamp.
It's
yeah.
the old school lamp. Y'all don't know nothing about
Wait for
that.
it to warm up.
Yeah. It ain't turned on right now. It's just not on right now.
So, sorry, tell me what LAMP stands for one more time.
Living a meaningful purpose.
Awesome.
So, and basically we came up with lamp because the lamp, it's a light. It illuminates, and so we just want to enlighten people on different causes, and then also empower people. We've done Star of Hope, we've done Habitat for Humanity, different things like that. So,
Yeah, different mentorship programs. I'm in a fraternity, but we also, just mentor kids in junior high, even high school, kids that are in sports. So it's a lot of giving back, and it kind of like the light switched. The light turned on once you go through a lot of adversity. Mm-hmm. And when we were doing that, we were like, dang, we need to flip this around. We were kind of at the same place. And when it just all came together, when we started thinking positive and looking for our purpose, like why are we here? What are we supposed to do? Why, when we get up every day,
Come on.
What do we want to do when you get up and be happy about it, and not just go to work and go through the motion? Like that's not living. So you want to get up and do something and live, right?
So what do you think? What's the importance of giving back? Because in other words, what I'm saying is like, okay, you have so much knowledge from how long you've been here and what you've dealt with. What is the importance of giving back? Is it like trying to get the youth ahead of certain challenges?
So part of it, to be honest with you, part of it is selfishness, because I feel better when I give back. And when I
did my part.
When I see somebody like literally,
Thank you, Chief. Give me my credit. Jesus in the heaven. Yeah, the little sprinkles on there.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel better when I see somebody benefiting from me giving them just a little bit of help.
Right.
I'm like, dang, that's pretty good. I could sit back and like, dang, that's good. And then what happens is, I believe in karma. It comes back. They end up, I may get in a situation, they come back and they help me. And you could speak on it more, but it's kind of like, now we're in a situation where we used to look up to people our age, and we used to follow their footsteps, or kind of they were influencing us.
Right.
So now it's like we're in that situation, and I get reminders every day of, people looking up to us, whether it's, kinfolk, family, just people that know us. They're looking up to us, and they're like, okay, so what are y'all doing next? And so when I see that, I'm like, okay, I want to make sure I'm giving them a good blueprint to follow a good direction, go in the right path, regardless of what their even religion, or it doesn't matter. Just do what you feel what's in your conscience is right.
Yeah.
And I think as far as on myself, basically that's why we use fitness a lot as a platform, because it's mind, body, and soul, as far as giving, being healthy. And so when you give back, it's not just hey, I gave $10 or whatever. It's like giving time, really spending time. And I look at it like this: if you can impact one person a month, that's 12 people, right? If that person impacts another person, that's 144. 12 times 12. Come on. 144 people. That's a nice size. Right. Leaving an impact, giving some leverage. So it's just like, like he was saying, kids. I know I did Star of Hope as far as like battered women and kids. When we went in there and did the breakfast line, it was pretty cool. The little kids were coming up, and I was like, "You play for the Texans?" No, we don't play for the Texans, but we're here just on our good.
Now that's crazy, because what I'm thinking about now is like, you don't have to be, famous to give back. You don't have to be somebody who got so much money to give back.
Right.
And it's even better when people see, just a normal person doing that, because it should inspire that in them and inspire more community effect and actually traject us further.
Yeah. And like, for instance, I love hip hop, so I always hear Pimp C talking about, man, if everybody come together, quit beefing, we can make this better, have a bigger impact. And it's like that in every aspect. Yeah. So we get with like-minded people, like
that's important.
Sheldon Thurgood. He has Good Deeds nonprofit.
Anybody named Thurgood,
they gotta do good.
They gotta be. You can't be messed up. Your name Thurgood.
Yeah. V Renee. We had blessing bags in our first party with a purpose, and then now we got the second party with a purpose coming up July 4th.
July 4th.
July 4th.
Can you explain Party with a Purpose? I was reading a little bit on the stuff you had on the Facebook, but what's Party with a Purpose?
So Party with a Purpose is not just, of course, going out and having fun. We always do that. You can always just go out and have fun, hang out with your friends, but why not add that extra aspect to it? So if you have a purpose, regardless of what it is, depending on, we might pick something that month or something we just feel in our hearts that happened during that time period, but we'll find a cause, get with nonprofits, or they reach out to us and we'll have an event. Everybody wants to go out, have fun, but why not bring school supplies for the upcoming school year in August? We're just doing it a little bit early, but we're gonna have these items and collect them and donate them to these instructors or the school district. And at the same time, you still come, bring your family, have fun. July 4th at Party with a Purpose #2.
Right.
Nice.
So it's a private pool party, basically. It's gonna be it's gonna be very nice food, and it's kid friendly. That's we believe in having family oriented events when possible. But like Pat had hit on, we all party, we all go have brunch on Sundays, we all go. Why not that $10 you're gonna spend on a drink at Davenport? Put that $10 towards a donation or something, or towards a good cause.
And we all know the kid parties always turn into the adult parties.
Oh, you already know.
Those are actually the best ones when the spades come out.
Oh man,
the dominoes
Lord.
and that plastic table.
When all the stingy parents leave and you get to go down the water slide.
yeah. We're gonna have a water slide too.
All the kids sleep.
We got the
All
water
the kids
slide.
sleep.
We got NyQuil. No.
What that big
I'm
ass
just joking.
They be like, what that
We
big
passing
ass-
out melatonin gummies.
Yeah, like, yo, you tired or what?
NyQuil for kids.
It's 9 o'clock. Go to bed. It's time for us. They start putting the Al Green on your.
Oh, that's my boy. I just saw him in Dallas the other day.
So how do you guys like spread the message for these things, like for the Party with a Purpose and all that good stuff?
Social media right now, so we're on Instagram. It's L.A.M.P LLC SC L.A.M.P consultation on Facebook. We're on YouTube. So we right now we're in the building stages,
Yeah.
and I think this is pretty like you guys. You guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank y'all.
And thank again for
Thank
having
y'all
us.
for coming.
Yeah. So,
No problem at all.
but
worth
just
it.
building your brand, it's the struggle is beautiful. Just like J. Cole says, it's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. And so many people tell or don't respond back to you. You guys did respond back, but we just want to expose the good cause and
Right.
so.
It's definitely important to tell people, like I admire you guys because I was thinking about my story yesterday, right? Like where you came from or whatever, and then you kind of like realize where you at. And like, damn, hold on, am I really appreciating this shit like I
Right.
should?
Exactly.
Like I remember my first house yesterday. And we came from the hood. I'm from Beaumont, Texas.
Oh,
So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like when you start really thinking back, like, yo, like we didn't even know we was, impoverished, and it was cool.
Right.
We was having fun.
We was good.
We didn't know though.
we didn't know.
We didn't know.
Right.
Hey, for real, you could take it in my living room. You could take a shower
Right.
when it rains. So it's like when you start thinking about that type of stuff. Man, to get it back to some kids, at this point, be like, look, man, you need to really understand like the power you have, what you actually do if you apply yourself, blah blah blah, all that. And it's like, cause some of them don't even know, especially now, cause everything's so technology driven. They
Right.
just get sucked into a laptop,
Right.
and they forget about like, you got the laptop was made by one of y'all.
Exactly. It's a chain reaction because, like you said, somebody in my community is going to pass that on to their community, and then it's like it's kind of like leaving your legacy, leaving your stamp. When you're gone, what are you gonna be? What are you gonna be? Yeah. What are they gonna look at you and say about you when you're gone?
Right.
So
right.
it's about making that mark now, and it's gonna last forever.
Right.
So-
Yeah. So we actually have what we're going to discuss today, our main topic. We're going to talk about some red flags.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So, okay, so
No, we're not even gonna start that way.
Uh-oh.
What's tricky?
everybody know it ain't tricking
If you got it.
All right. Thanks for the reminder, Chase. All right. So, we asked all of our guests, what is tricking? Because we realize that a lot of people have different definitions. Like my definition is definitely different from like Chase's definition, so on and so forth. So, what is tricking? And give us a scenario, because I know y'all done tricked off something.
What?
I just know.
It was an accident.
Like
though.
it. And
but see, it
we
was
want
done.
to hear about the accidental tricking.
So your definition, and then we need a story.
Ooh, okay.
Don't be shy.
All right. Definition of tricking. So I I believe tricking is when you solely use like money or some type of idea that, hey, I can sell you, like you're selling a dream, and then you actually have to come through with it.
Right.
It's like, dang, I can take you to this. First time you meet them, like let's say you on that first date, you're gonna go to the most expensive restaurant. You gonna rent a car, whatever you got to do.
You rented a car for a first date?
Hold up.
Damn.
It don't happen. That ain't never happened.
I've never had.
It's because they didn't have a car, or was it like renting a better car?
He rented like a Maserati.
They might. Hey, you could get
Ferrari.
Hey, it could be like a weekend in Galveston, and they
He
like
picked me up in a limo.
like
He's like, I got a Groupon for a Ferrari rental.
30% off.
We only got it for 1 hour though, so we got to make this quick.
Hey, they might rent that Lamborghini or whatever just to say, hey, I'm just having fun. Let's go out and do this. And then afterwards, they're like, okay, I did all this. Now I'm expecting something from you.
Right. Okay, so give us an example. Give us your tricking example.
My personal trick?
Yeah.
Mine was an accident. So
You keep saying that, but what is it?
mine was, I was in Killeen, and it was some strippers. And
See, you don't.
This is a
they
good
get tricked
accident.
on the most. Go ahead, tell your story.
So they was like, I was talking to one of them, just having a conversation, and then the other one came, was like, oh, let's go get something to eat. And so, okay, I was like, okay, I'm a gentleman, so I'm gonna buy it.
Even to these strippers, I'm a gentleman.
Hey, this when I was wet behind the ears. I was a young buck back then.
They saw that too.
I was like, this was a long time ago. God damn it. So next thing I know, they ordered pretty much everything.
Oh, they got you.
Yeah.
Because the card is yours.
Yeah.
It ain't there.
And that was it.
How much was
order.
it? What did it come
I
out
mean,
to?
it probably was like 100.
Like they ordered everything at Luby's, or they ordered everything at Red Lobster. I like.
It was
It was
probably
from-
IHOP.
It was something like
'Cause it's 4 in the morning right
it was a
now.
little step above IHOP. So I don't know what you call that, but it was but they ordered some good stuff. So
Yeah.
it wasn't back then. I didn't have no money. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
had very
100
little
was,
money.
how old were you?
Probably like 20.
Shit, 100
Yeah,
at 20?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Are we
So-
We're gonna be
sharing
washing
this?
dishes up in this.
Are we sharing this?
Right. So it
I'm
was
not
like-
hungry. Y'all eat. I'm not.
Hey, let me get a water and some those crackers.
Coupon for a free
I
pancake.
ended up washing dishes.
Is it Tuesday?
You wash dishes.
I ended up washing dishes. No, I'm just playing.
I was like, because that would have made the story great.
But it was probably close or right around 100.
Did you get anything?
I didn't get nothing.
Damn.
So-
I got a phone number.
Oh.
And that was,
Was it hers?
It was hers, but she picked up or text one time, and that was it.
Dang.
And
They
so
thought you were trying to trick, but you were really just trying to get something to eat.
I was
What
trying
you
to
trying
see-
to get,
I was just
Jess?
trying to see.
He wasn't trying to trick. He was trying to be a good man.
Exactly.
A
You see,
gentleman.
we try to be
Don't
good.
do that.
And here y'all motherfucking
Don't do
go.
it.
And
Don't do
y'all
it.
wonder why.
Black men don't cheat.
Yeah.
We don't.
Please,
So that's what.
please.
So ever since that day,
Yes.
that's when I switched.
But why? You're such a gentleman. You just wanted to feed these young ladies
But
from their
so now
long
we
day of work.
We supposed to, they be working hard, bouncing
Yeah.
all
Bouncing.
goddamn day.
Bouncing.
That was the first time I
Bouncing,
experienced
bouncing.
silicone.
Okay.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm sorry.
First time.
Oh, you was 20, so we talking about I'm thinking about like the butt implants.
This was in
Oh, yeah.
this was
That's
in the
crazy.
90s.
Killeen.
This
Y'all know
is-
there's
this is
nothing
in the 90s.
Killeen, Texas. Like
Killeen, Texas was
military.
it was pretty wild in Killeen.
Oh.
Military.
If anybody's from that area, Killeen, Temple, it's wild out
it's like a
there.
retirement community too. It's like
City
old
Lights. I don't know.
people
Y'all
live-
heard of City Lights?
They getting all them chicks.
The military base.
Yeah, the military, they go straight there with the check. They don't even cash it.
Yeah, exactly.
They just bring you to the strip
They
club.
just go straight there, and you see all. I learned a lot over there.
Do you need anyone? Sir, no, I'm just gonna get a whole check today.
So tell us,
Life-changing.
what is tricking?
Tricking, I think, is when you use your advantage to manipulate somebody that might not have, like whether it's food, money, whatever. You're turning
These are
your
some
surplus.
different definitions.
See?
But are you manipulate? Well, that's your definition.
That's what I'll give you my example of tricking. Like a lot of times, like well, not a lot of times, I ain't tricking, but
every time I trick,
last time I tricked, I was a man in these streets.
so I had to
Long time ago last year.
Long time ago. There you go. Thank you.
When I check my statement, goddamn it.
But I mean, I think every guy might have fell for this one. It's like you take somebody out, a young lady out for drinks, right? The whole drinks, and then they start off with a little, 1 drink, 2 drinks, and I'm not trying to get them drunk or nothing like that, because I don't. That's no. But anyways, you take them out for some drinks,
right?
And they get that call. They start looking at their phone. They start doing this. We've all.
Are you interested?
Yeah.
Are you still with me?
Well, I got a ride. You got a
The
ride,
what?
but yeah.
That's heavy.
I've never wanted just. Oh, sorry. Can we cut this short? I got a ride.
Yeah, I know. I got like 7 drinks.
Every man, that's
I'm a
happened.
dip
That's
now.
at least.
What?
This is like maybe not no last
Last year.
like some years.
Like 5 years ago, 3, 4.
yeah.
Okay, still recent enough.
Yeah.
So y'all never bought any lavish gifts. Y'all just
No,
Bet you-
not for
Not
just
for
regular.
not just dating.
Like a car.
like a Hot
We
Wheels.
married.
know why.
We
I
married.
told you that. I don't know why.
You know she
A
got
car?
somebody bought her.
It's and it, I didn't take the car.
Look, everybody that same. Listen,
Hold on.
every time somebody hear that shit, it look just like Friday. Like, damn.
I didn't take it. It was a long time ago.
Like, what I'm
but
doing?
yes, Jessica, we should all tell our
Wow.
own definitions.
Theirs are very different than the rest of us.
Right, yeah.
She was holding back.
So
something.
my definition is when you like, of course, like you spend money on someone that you like. You don't know. Like, I feel like when you go to a strip club and you just throw money, that's tricking. Or like, especially like on social media now, you know how men are, oh, she's attractive. Let me just drop some money in her Cash App. Like, you know what I mean? Just unattached type.
So it has to be money though.
Unattached dollars.
Tricking on this
Trip
has to
money
be
or like lavish gifts. I feel like that's my definition.
A car?
Yes.
No,
I'm looking
at you totally different now.
What kind of
Why you do this, Chase, every time? No one wants to hear
I'm looking at it
something.
totally differently.
Please somebody buy Chase the car so I can bring it up every time.
Ooh, somebody please.
and she's picking
Listen,
out your dates.
Even if it's a
You
just
feel
a
me?
small.
She might hook her up.
Consulting between us. Every time I get a message in the DMs where this guy's like, I'm 50 years old, looking for a sugar baby.
Oh.
You know, I want this, and I said it's like, should I check this out? She's like, of course, and I'm like, okay, let me see. But it's just to see.
But I just want to see if it's real, because I'm like, oh, this was the advice I gave her, because I get these messages all the time too. I don't necessarily respond because I never think it's real, or like I've gotten like those messages where it's like they want me to be their sub and they want to be a dom. Like I've gotten like crazy shit like that. But like,
what site is this?
A lot of
Facebook is fuck.
Facebook,
Like,
DM,
yeah, Instagram.
even the
It's
dating
not
apps.
like I'm on some special app. But so this guy did send her a message, and it was like, "Hey, I just want to take care of you." And I was like, "Tell him to put $1,000 in your Cash App." Like this start.
Real true story. I did
Let's
though.
start off right. You know?
Oh, did it work?
Like-
Does it work?
No, well, that one didn't. That was a scam.
Yeah.
But like for example, the other week I was on. It was on Bumble, and the first 4 pictures were like pictures of like cars, all this other stuff. But the description was this guy, and he was like, you know, I am a 50-something-year-old male. I am a school attendant for whatever ISD. I'm looking for a sugar baby. I will pay her $800 a week. Blah blah blah. This. I expect this. I expect that.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna like, you know. But it's like that guy's technically tricking because he's using his money.
But he got it, right?
Well, he don't.
Yeah, wait.
He got the money, but he probably don't. He don't got the looks probably or the age.
He
but
got, the money. If he got the money, then it ain't tricking, right?
And he put his expectations up front. He said, "This is what I'm gonna pay you." Like a job, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay you like a job,
This
but
is a
like he
job.
wouldn't normally otherwise would probably not get somebody my age or maybe how I look. But
Right.
he's trying to use his money to petition with other women that are like, you know what, I don't care about that. Yes, trick on me, give me your money,
But
and then
ultimately, that just means he doesn't have the personality to get someone, because there's 50-year-old
He
guys.
doesn't want to, you know.
Yeah.
You want
For a
something,
time.
you want something
Chase.
younger.
Yeah, because that guy was like 50 something, and I'm obviously, 30 swiping on or looking at an age group, and that guy was like, oh no, he was probably like 47 or something. But
Okay.
that's how that works.
Or maybe he just got out of divorce and was tired. Like,
Right.
I just want something real quick.
Well, I think when a lot of guys, these older guys get older, they like, you know what, I just need these things. I don't necessarily need companionship. They don't need that.
Well, I think that's why these dating websites are so successful. A lot of people don't have time or whatever.
No,
Or
yeah,
don't-
time is definitely different now.
So it's like put out, what I want.
Or
And it's like a job, like you said, like an application.
and then you get to throw out 100 invitations in 15,
Shoot your
20
shot.
minutes, and it's like, oh, I just need like 1 or 2 to stick, you know.
'cause I read them. It's not. I'm like, for 2 seconds, I'm like, could I? Would I? But there
So it's
might
timing.
be there might be somebody
There might
who's
be
like, you
one
know
day.
what? My situation's that bad. Let me hit this man up. Let me swipe on him and go hang out with him.
It's that one day you're like, okay.
Man, I don't need no job. I just quit it. Fine. Like.
Your boss made you mad.
Yeah, so my definition is it's using money to get something that you would not normally receive if you did not use the money as an influence.
Okay, that's a good definition. Is that from Webster's or is
No,
that
that's me.
That's like, cause that was pretty good.
Dictionary.
That's me. It's like, yeah, because you wouldn't get that thing.
Right.
Lord help him. Lord help him.
We've had opportunity to discuss this on many episodes.
If
Yes.
you didn't put that
Okay.
payment in, you probably wouldn't get that thing on your own merit. In other words, whatever you got, whatever you are, you wasn't gonna get it, but you had to add some cash to it to get it.
Yeah, and my thing is, it's only because,
Yeah.
not only because, but most likely because you don't have the personality.
Yeah,
You don't have.
that's it. You're missing.
You're missing a whole lot of other things, so you're just using the money.
What
only.
we said? You're losing.
You're losing.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think though what that guy was losing because I really couldn't. I really couldn't even.
No,
tell
because he
you.
literally was. I mean,
he was a good
from a
fit.
standpoint of like checking
one?
boxes.
The one, but I'm
one
just
from
saying,
the
like,
date that
yeah,
I said
from-
her upon. If we talked about like all the boxes that she asked, like that she likes, that she wants to check out, I checked off those boxes. Okay. On top of the fact that like physically, he's something physically that she would like, and then he had a great personality
Which is
from what I
What's
got.
physically?
Physically,
I
what she
mean-
likes, like
Yeah.
like as far as
like appearance, I guess.
Right.
If I were to swipe right or left on you.
Right.
Okay.
So
I really think it was a bad week for me, just like in my mental
and
space.
he
but
he had a great personality. She has her 3 kids. He had a great
I'm just gonna
personality.
say, look, a man is losing when you say 2 things: a sweetheart. Y'all both say he's a
He
sweetheart.
was handsome,
And personality.
But he was
he has such a
handsome.
great personality. When a
But
man
see,
hears that,
yeah.
you're losing.
but
You
he's
hitting-
handsome. He
you
was
hitting,
handsome.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
The way
he's
y'all
sweet.
talking about him, y'all hitting like
He's
the
a friend.
traits.
He
Y'all
got
hitting the
friend zone.
trait boxes and shit.
I have a question.
Well, that's all I could do because he wasn't for me.
I have a
He got friend
question.
zone.
My question, and this is I feel like kind of in the same realm of topic, but if you're a guy and you go on a date and you're not like attracted to the woman like right when you see her, will you go on a second date or?
But
would
she
you-
has all the qualities, and you guys have great conversations. She
Because
has
I
all
feel
of
like
that.
men,
this
no
point,
matter
no.
what, like if they like, because I've been on dates where it's like a great connection, but maybe I wasn't what they were looking for, and we don't go on second dates.
At
So,
this-
but I feel like women are more like accepting. They'll be like, well, let me try to see past that. Maybe I should go on the second date. But the
Nope.
men are
Don't
like,
do me
no,
any
wait.
favors. Don't-
Nope.
You wasting your time.
Exactly.
Not at this point.
You wasting your time because you've done that before.
Exactly.
At this point, you've done that before. It's 2 things.
But
One,
there's times where you have done it and it didn't work. Like,
exactly,
and it was
but that's
terrible.
That's what I'm saying. So now it's like, hold on, I know me. You know you. Why the hell are you gonna do it again? And the whole checking boxes. I've dated somebody that checked all the boxes. Good job, fine, everything, stallion. And I was like, hold on, but something just.
On
And
paper.
then you find out you wasting time on
paper.
paper.
But
On
listen,
paper.
when I say I'm checking boxes, I'm saying I'm checking boxes because it's not for me.
No, I understand
it was for
that.
her.
I understand
But
that.
what I'm saying is like,
Well, you got the car.
If
Yeah, she got a car because she know how to
didn't
check the
take
boxes.
I didn't take the car. Okay.
She put that check in
But
that
what
square.
I'm saying, shut up. But what I'm saying is like, I feel like a lot of times we tend to get in our own way as far as like, okay, do they look a certain way? Like we get into like a lot of that, and really, if you would get to know the person and go out with them on more than one occasion, you can see that like, okay, this person might be good for me. Because like she even said like she was having a rough week. You know what I'm saying? Like her week.
Everybody was super annoying
terrible.
that week, like for 2 weeks straight.
And so of course she's not gonna be as receptive if she would have if she would have went out with him this week. You know what I'm saying? Like so that makes sense to me.
And maybe we won't go on any more dates. Maybe he is definitely not a connection, and maybe I was definitely right. But I feel like in the space that I'm in, I should probably investigate and see, like, was it just me or me and this guy just had no connection?
I think it's another part of it too, and I think this goes for everybody. A lot of times, we don't even know that you're really just in a dating mode. Yeah. So it's like, hey, I'm trying to find this person or whatever.
Right.
But you're not even trying to find the person. You're in a dating mode. So it's like you're gonna date, and then you're gonna catch and release. But that's where you at.
Yeah.
You want the person that it is, but you're not even in that mode really.
That might be you, Jessica.
Well, that's
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
she's definitely in that mode.
That's what I was just gonna say. I feel like we talked about this, like even dating with a purpose. Like you have to kind of know yourself and know what you. I believe the old 15-minute rule. If you don't spark my interest within 15 minutes, we're not
15 minutes.
No, because because a woman knows if she's gonna mess with you or not. That's just that's just to be.
That's not true. We don't
saying
know.
He's a sweetheart, and then
Y'all
you
know.
keep saying I might go on a second date. I might do. If you really want to talk to this guy, you would have already went on a second date.
So my thing with that is like, but I was telling Stacey this whole week. There's been guys like that I've been on dates with where, like I said, they were so interesting, and I don't even know what it was. Like it wasn't like they were that different looking or that different job or whatever. It was something, but. That's what I'm saying. For 2 weeks, I was kind of on a thing where I didn't know. Maybe it is that something. But he was interesting. Like, I listened to him. I had a good time. It was just, I don't know. There wasn't
like this. I put it to you like this. The motherfuckers that y'all really fuck with, we don't have all this discussion about. Actually, we don't even know about them. That's the shit that y'all talk about on your own.
That is true.
To your other friends. And that's the motherfuckers that y'all really fuck with. And nobody even really know.
That's called facts. That's facts.
There is one, but like
that's facts.
But like,
hey, you're on point.
But I mean, I don't quote unquote fuck with him. But like, I have a friend who doesn't live here. They might live here in like a year. but like,
it's understood.
That person, looks wise, is completely different than the person I want to date with. But to me, they're just so interesting. But like, it's not the moment for that. But like. I was like, man, if I could take what I find so interesting about you and just put it in the person's mind.
Now what you're doing is you're trying to project. You're trying to project the image of one dude on another dude. That's damn near impossible.
I just gotta find one that just covers it all. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Maybe y'all are completely right. Maybe I'm right. Who knows?
He's just in the wrong city.
He was only here for like this one guy I'm talking about is only here for a little bit, and he did like a internship thingy here for like 3 months, and then all.
What Drake said, I'm here for a short time, a long time. I know.
Yeah, so not the right time, but I'm still dating.
Timing. It's all about timing, right?
Yeah, but there's plenty of people I've found interesting on dates that I'm like, oh, this person's so cool, but hasn't worked out. So maybe I just need to find somebody that I don't find as cool, and it'll.
Hey man, hey, if you're out there watching in whatever city you're in, Jessica needs you right now.
No. She does.
She needs you right
Slide
now.
Slide in my DM so
Slide in Stacey's DM so she can set up that blind date so she can get back on track. What she doing right now is she wasting motherfuckers' money. Tricking them off.
I feel like, because I also told Stacey this last week, like, maybe I just shouldn't, because I don't want to be that person that goes on just dates to go on dates, you know? But I also don't want to go if I feel like I don't want to go and spend my own money. But, like, that's why, too, if I do go on a date, I'm only going to have a drink or two, or maybe just one, because I don't feel like I want to waste your money and your time. I'll waste a little bit of your money.
But you don't know before you even go?
What?
Before you even go on a date, don't you know, like, I kind of feeling them, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all know.
Well, that's what she wouldn't have.
Well, on this particular one, yes, but on other dates,
I've been on like okay. There's another guy that I talked to, and we talked great over the phone, over text message, like all that stuff. But then we met in person.
Pulling it out. We're pulling it out. We're pulling it out. We're pulling it out.
And we met, and he was not interesting at all. Just
so at first he was interesting. Now he wasn't.
Well, not even interesting. Just like their personality, like in person, it was just not. It just was not.
So he had somebody else texting you.
What?
Maybe. He had someone else texting him.
Oh, yeah. So you a new nigga. You knew now. Okay.
Because I'm sure that's how guys felt. Like
somebody else.
But this is prime example, and this is why I'm like, y'all not taking my goddamn.
We tried to do Chase to see wouldn't let us.
Yeah, no. And the reason for that is because when I don't have time for a fake date that I'm paying for. And on top of that, it's like women have so much control over this dating shit. Like women do not understand the power that they have over it, and I think they do, but they playing games.
No.
So it's like dudes are gonna go out with you,
right?
Yeah. And you are the one that has to say yes. So the yes power.
Doesn't mean he's gonna text you when you get home, or like text you 3 days later, and then they play that game where they're like, "Oh, that was really fun. Let me text her in 2 days." Why the fuck can't you just text him when you get home? Did you get home okay?
Maybe he's not that type of dude. But the whole point of the matter is we just talking about getting to the date.
Yeah.
Getting to the date. Don't you going past.
That's 3 steps later.
Yeah. You to get to the date, y'all just made a whole game.
It's not a game. It's not a game. It was an experiment.
But yeah.
It's an experiment.
No,
it was an experiment.
I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna start using that.
It was an experiment.
So you was just playing with me. I wasn't
it wasn't playing with an experiment.
We were experimenting, not dating.
It was an experiment. Thank you.
And your beaker, anyway.
And it worked pretty good. I learned a lot of good things about myself. The guy, not so much.
Hey, that's good. Self-awareness. That's a good one. Hey.
My $7 drink and my $12 tacos.
No,
You'll be fine.
$12. That's
But
5
I'm
tacos.
saying guys, like you say, women have all this control. Well, guys have like all this control at the, like different points in it. Like when you go on a date,
It shifts. I feel
like-
like it shifts in
yeah.
the beginning. Once you get past the first date, it definitely.
After the second
Because what
date.
happens is that's when y'all become interested.
I can't
Right.
hear you.
So when a woman becomes interested, now you try to release a little bit of the power to a man.
Yes.
And that's when it is up to him to see, okay, can I actually, whatever. But initially,
Like, what's that?
what?
I'm listening. No, I'm listening.
No, I saw her facial expression.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying it's like initially it's on y'all, but it's really on y'all until y'all start to like the guy, and then what you're gonna be like, okay, well I'm gonna let him lead a little bit, and then you see what kind of leader he is, because women want a leader. Then if he ain't a leader, now goddamn it, you got a whole nother problem.
Go to option 2.
Option 2, with the car.
Next wife. Shut up. All right, so we're gonna.
I want to know what kind of car though.
No, we're not talking about.
good,
Was it a- was it a-
segue
No.
into the red flags.
Was it a
Because that was
Ford
Ford.
or was it an Acura?
It was a Charger.
Ooh, that's dope.
It was a red Charger.
Red.
one.
It was blue.
Oh, blue?
But
Her value just went up.
Playing no games with the Charger.
Anyways, we're not talking about me
Wow.
anymore.
Okay.
Red flags. What are red flags?
Wow. Red flags are things that you're just deal breakers. Well, it should be deal breakers, but people pass it up in the beginning because they're so infatuated about their physical beauty. So they see a red flag and they just discard it and think that's gonna change later. But they'll find out in the end it is not. But
Right.
I went pretty deep on that, so
I just think a lot of times it's being naive to a situation, and like you said, you try to bypass certain things, thinking that you're the chosen one, you're that person that's going to change this,
Right.
and then you see that no, you're not the chosen one. You're not. You see the flags there.
Right. Yeah, you trying to like save, or you're trying to mend somebody. And
Yeah.
when it's actually unmendable or whatever, or it's just not for you to be the one to do it.
Right. So what are some of the most common red flags that we see while dating?
oh man. Common
Most common red
Bad
flags.
finances.
And I don't
That's the most common one you've had?
Okay, wait.
Damn.
So a common one that I see, or at least something that I see that's red flags, is like, and I don't say finances like that's a broad topic, but maybe like instability of like a job or in between jobs or that kind of stuff.
I would say like being controlling. I feel like you can see that in a man very early on.
Yes.
And that's probably one of the ones that I've seen most commonly.
Is that related to jealousy? Is that jealousy or just controlling?
same.
Just controlling. They're definitely in the same under the same kind of umbrella, but like controlling as far as like, okay, so I got a good one.
Oh,
I went out on this date with this guy. This was our first date actually. And he was a little older than I was, and
States like them old men and them young men.
and the men in
She like
between.
she like that young man. She like that young man.
But yeah, no. So I went.
At 829.
And I think at this time, Chase, shut up! I'm trying to tell my story. So this was like our first date, and it was like really, really cold outside, and I had like a coat, but he didn't like the coat that I was wearing. What? Yes, and
How do you just say on a date, I don't like that coat?
right, he didn't like the coat that I was wearing, and so like he's like, we're about to go buy you a new coat,
Seriously?
and I was like,
Wow. Hold on.
It was a call.
and I was like,
Wait a minute.
When was this? Like
this I was
time
like,
frame?
I was like 20, 22,
and what
somewhere
kind
in
of
there.
coat? Sorry, I just want to know.
What kind of coat did I have on, or what kind of coat did he try to
What
buy
kind
me?
of coat did you have on that he just this ain't working, fam?
I honestly don't
it?
even remember. I don't
It's
remember because it was so long ago.
I would remember this coat.
I don't even
'cause every-
want
I
I need to
honestly
sit
don't
somewhere
remember.
else.
Hey, that
But-
ponytail. Don't get too close to that ponytail.
But y'all finish my story. And so I was like,
Nigga buy some hair products.
I was really confused because I was like, I'm fine. Like, this is fine. And
I
he's
would
like,
be confused.
no.
That's weird as shit.
And I hate y'all, man. But then he's like, no, I was just wearing a coat, and it was cold outside. And he was like, yeah, no, we need to get you a coat. You need a scarf and a hat and some gloves. And like he was just like on this whole, and I was just like, no thank you. And he was just like so adamant about it, and like to the point where he was like really like the date kind of just went really south from there because I said no, and I was like, leave, like I'm fine the way I am, like what the fuck.
Yeah.
And then like it just got but like obviously that was the first date.
He said,
Dang.
he said a coat and some gloves. He didn't want
He
motherfuckers.
said isotoner is like
No skin, goddamn it.
But yeah, that was like a red flag, and
Wow.
and there are
don't know.
instances, especially like within the first like few dates, where you like it's certain like their tone in which they're like, where are you going, as opposed to like, oh, what do you have going on today? You know what I'm saying? Like they're asking those types of questions early on, or like
good.
when you say you're going, oh, I'm going with my friends. Okay, where are y'all going? What time are you? You know what I mean? Like guys tend to do that sometimes.
That's a
and so
turn off, right?
It is. It's a red flag. Like, so if you're gonna do that early on, imagine what if it's like a year down the road. Like, then I'm not gonna be able to leave the house.
So what about he gonna have you in the basement and
Right.
just start cutting. He gonna start cutting like a lock of your hair off. You know, but
Boot it
like,
off.
yeah. But what about the latter? Because a lot of times girls don't like when a dude they'll say we nonchalant. When
I
you, like,
want
not
you to
really-
care about me and care.
It's a balance. It's a
Yeah, about my
balance.
day, but I don't want you to feel like you have to, like, because I'm a grown ass woman. Like, I don't want you to feel like you're gonna tell me no. I don't want you to go there or do this
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying. Do that or have an attitude when I want to go hang out like with my friends or do something that you like. Oh, I don't really want you to do that, but like you gotta understand that I'm a grown ass woman. I'm gonna make my own decisions regardless of what you say. So I don't need someone that's gonna hover over me and be like, no, I don't want you to do this or you can't do this. Like you're not about to tell me what I can and can't
So
do.
what was your biggest red flag in life?
My biggest red flag is when it's kind of like the opposite. So it's
She
like
ain't give a damn.
When actually is when she wants
You sick?
to.
Oh.
It's like when she wants. If I suggest something, she's like, "No, I want to do this." Or it's like if
she's kind of controlling.
if she's
too.
the one that's controlling, that's a red flag for me, because for one, it's like if I'm asking you out, we can work on this as a team, but
Right.
if I suggest, hey, let's go here, this is where I want to go, You know, and if you don't like going where I want to go, and maybe we ain't compatible.
And red flags are generally talking like probably the first 3 months, right? Ish.
Right.
Like, that's where we could talk. Okay.
Because it's there. We just either choose to ignore it or we don't. You know, we don't pay
I have
close
a real
attention.
good one though.
What?
I think for like people that haven't healed yet from their past relationship, that's a big.
That sounds like
Yeah,
a chase.
that's
That
a
sounds
red
like a
flag.
chase one.
That's because you know they already are like trying to put you in a box or a category, saying, "Oh, you remind if you hear these words, you remind me of my ex." Run fast, get your keys, go because you're never gonna win. What we said? What's been the theme today? You're gonna be losing.
You're losing.
You're losing.
What if they getting over it? You got to help them get over it though.
No.
It depends on the person.
You should relationship. You shouldn't have to help nobody get over something. They need to get over
they
it
should be,
themselves,
yeah.
and then y'all can grow. From
They should be already, for the most part, like who they are and happy within them before they start.
That's I feel like that's still a perfect world. I mean, I think in a lot of times you do help. You're a human, so you do help people, right? But sometimes you can't. So there's a difference between you need to be perfectly together before we get together, or you are at a point where you have mended enough today.
Right. And that's what I mean. I'm not saying being perfect, but you do have to be like when you in a relationship with someone and you guys split up, right? There's stages that you need to go through. There's a process that you have to go through. And if you're not done with that process and you try to add somebody in, like it's not going to work out. And that's what I'm saying. Like, of course, we've all had like traumas and things that have happened that change the way we think and all of that. Like that happens. Like that's there. But as opposed to like being hung up on someone else or like even being angry at that person, it can reflect on, you know, whom you're dating and that next person. And that's what I mean.
Baggage.
Right.
I feel like too, you have to know, like, as the person, like the datee, like the person who's dating that person, when to like pull the cord. And I feel like, especially
that's a good one.
Like when, like especially, and my friend, he says this all the time because he was like, "Well, you're older, well, not older, but like you didn't have." That's when you learned there was a cord to pull. Like I gotta whatever. But now that you're in your 30s, now I'm like, okay, first date, second date, pull the cord. I'm done. Instead of holding it, you know, like I'm only getting older. I'm not gonna waste my time for even like 2 more months dating somebody who, if I would have just known, you know, that first week or two, I could have, you know, saved myself a month and a half of dates and, you know, babysitting and everything else.
Yeah. So as you get older, the cord gets shorter, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
You learn how to pull it faster.
I just think personally, women know. I've had like female friends or whatever, and they talk about their relationships and dating. They know if they want to date a guy or not. Like initially, like I don't think it has to be. Well, let me feel this person out, go on a second or third date. No, you know if you.
He's adamant that he does not agree with this.
I know.
I'm agreeing with him.
Y'all know. Y'all know.
Yeah, y'all know.
What's
2
red
dates.
flag story, Chase?
Damn, there's been so many.
It's a lot, man.
It's a lot of red flags.
What about yellow and red?
Yeah, orange. I say I've had the red flag of actually a lot of what you guys are saying. Where I've had one where somebody comes in town like all fun, yeah, we're gonna do all this stuff. You're fine with it then, but then when you get here, it's like, yeah, I don't really want to do that.
Oh man,
I want to I want to have experience with you. I'm like,
what's an experience?
My
mind just went all the way left.
You see what I'm saying?
What
I
kind
want to
of
have experience with you. And then
what does that mean?
The place I chose was lit, but you think that it's something that's like beneath you because of your status that you apparently hold to yourself. And then you choose some place that looks great, but it's nothing. It's no substance. So now I'm looking at you different because now it's like, okay, you care more about the name on the door. The piano player suck. That's there. He suited up. He fucking up all the hits.
Right.
And the food is horrible. And now you mad, and guess what? Now you want to go somewhere else.
Yeah, but that's like a flag and a flag because
there's
like,
a few flags.
Right, because I mean, even still, when you're with somebody, like you have to be open to do the things that they want to do, and vice versa. Like you want to be with someone that's slightly different.
You were, and then all of a sudden you switched up when you get here. Right. So now you inconsiderate, because now we got to switch the whole plan up.
Right.
And you what's the other word we just said earlier? Demanding, what we use? Controlling. Yeah. So it's just all kind of stuff.
That's why I was like, if they don't like what I want to do, then I'm already thinking, okay, maybe if they don't like sports at all, don't even want to be around it,
Right.
that's a red flag. Because if I love sports, if I love working out, if I love all of these things and they don't even want it, they're interested in opera and I don't even like opera.
Yeah, that might not necessarily be like a red flag. That's just you don't have common interests, right?
I have an instance in which I learned how to identify a red flag quickly, but
If they have a dog or too many cats.
no, actually, no, this is completely different. I went on a date with this guy, and like everything was perfect. Opened the door, like he was super, like did all the right kind of compliments, not too much, not too little. Great guy, but he only texted me between the hours of like 9 to 5. You know, like when you have a job, when you're at work.
Yeah.
Because his wife was at home.
Because and then it was weird because like and
He on
then
his purpose.
he only would like go do breakfast or
He on
maybe
his
lunch.
purpose, though.
And so it was weird because I was like, you can't really just ask somebody like, oh, haha, are you married? Because it's like, what if you're not?
Yes, you can.
What if you are? Like, well, he obviously wasn't. He was on a dating site, but like,
He can still be married. She's not right.
but like it's well, okay. So yeah. So anyways, we went on like 2 dates, and it was just I was just like, this is just so weird. Like, and we ended up being able to look up his information because he went to a similar gym, and then I talked to another friend, and when I was talking to him, I was finally like, oh. He was like, oh, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get back to you last night, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's okay. I just assumed you're either a drug dealer or you're married. And we never spoke again. So I'm assuming he was married.
Wow.
Well, actually, I know for sure.
I'm assuming he's a drug dealer.
Drug dealer or married. Well, I know where he worked. And then I had another friend who later identified that, no, that guy's married. Maybe they were separated, married, but they still live together or whatever. But I was like, that's just weird. Like, you're only texting between these times. It was just, I don't know, your time allotments, the time you chose. And when I was maybe younger and stupider, I probably would have let that go on for a little bit longer. Maybe made excuses. Maybe been like, oh, he's just busy. He does work a lot. Like, he went to sleep when he got home.
You wouldn't have investigated it. You just would have taken his word for it.
But I pulled that cord as soon as I saw all those
Y'all
red flags.
pulling cords quick.
Because what's crazy, I've been going to sleep hella early. I've been going to sleep at 6
Bye,
o'clock.
Chase. Bye. Nobody about to play
What
with
if I
you.
need my rest?
He ended up being married, Chase.
But she didn't know that.
If she would have just taken his word for it, she would have been foolish.
She heard.
To continue to go on dates with him.
She heard.
Please. So, is there such thing as social media red flags? Like when you're dating somebody?
Yes.
What are those? What does that look like?
I don't know.
I say yes because it's somewhat an extension of your personality. So if you see somebody always posting some crazy stuff or some drama on social media, then they're probably going to be involved in drama
good.
when you
Never
get
heard
with
that
them because
before.
you already know what's going on. They probably already talking to all their friends about what's going on, and it's just a red flag to me.
What does that look like? So what's like a social media red flag?
Trends, like the same, like social media has made the world so much smaller, right? So in Houston, you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, right? It's the same people that get kicked out of the same groups. It's the same people that go to the same clubs or whatever. And if you start to see the same trends, then you know that I wouldn't touch this person with a 10-foot pole. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know,
Right.
that's a big red flag. Like, this person's gonna put your business out here. They gonna screenshot you. Hey, such and such tried to.
Come on.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Don't put my
Such and such was
conversation
in my
on.
inbox.
On social
Why
media.
is our conversation online?
It's
Right.
no privacy.
What is the point of that?
They want attention.
I think we talked about on one of the other shows. We talked about one of my old classmates. This dude retarded.
Is he back at it again?
No, he's not. He was roaming the streets of Beaumont, Texas. He didn't cry, but he was going through all of his relationship issues on Facebook Live. And the thing about it, nobody was like saying, "Bruh, get offline." Everybody was hitting everybody up like, "Bro, get on Facebook right now."
Yeah.
Look, you know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
crazy. Why do we need that as an outlet?
So have you guys ever like went out on a date with someone and then like, then became friends on social media? and then was like, oh,
Shouldn't have did
honey.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Not that I remember.
No.
Yeah. So I've experienced meeting someone and me and her go out, everything cool, and we don't actually exchange like social media information for a while, and then all of a sudden we do, and then now you feel away.
Now I've experienced that.
You feel away because now but it's a flip side to it. I'm right here. You can have a conversation with me whenever, but you choose to actually believe only the Facebook, Instagram is what we want to put out there. Mm-hmm. How are you just only reading the story of a few pictures or whatever and making judgments or listening to the podcast and like saying something's wrong with this person or whatever?
But that's a red flag in itself, because if you don't have the confidence to come have an adult conversation with me, then why would I need to talk to you if you're just going to look at a post or a picture or, I'm at the gym with Pat. Well, you didn't tell me you're going to the gym. Like, come on, just why didn't you?
I've seen subliminal
Why you didn't
posts.
text me
Right,
before
like
you went to the gym?
those subliminal posts.
What about me before the gym?
If it ain't directed, it ain't respected. You
Yeah.
need to tell me
that
you got a problem.
That's a turn off right there. Like I've seen subliminal posts and I'm like, so I'll be like, what's going on? Oh, I was just feeling away. Okay, that's
I feel
it.
like that must be a man woman thing though, because I never get like no guy ever says anything to me about my social media posts.
But you also don't, you're not posting subliminal messages and you're not like, my baby daddy did this yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not posting stuff like that. So it's like, no one's going to say anything. Like, that's the social media it's not for that. Like, it's not your therapy to tell the world.
Yeah, just tell me.
You know what I'm saying?
My favorite is when those women post all those like quotes that are obviously meant for a person, but then they try to go and say it's not meant for a person.
But it sounds
If you think it's for you, then
like
it must
really
be.
meant it for that person.
Yeah.
If you think it's for you, then hit dogs will holler.
So is there something about a person's past that you would deem as a red flag?
Something about their past.
Yeah. Like maybe
like they got a felonies or something like that.
Anything. Is there anything that you would deem like, yeah, I wouldn't date a felon, or I wouldn't date, you know what I mean, someone that went through certain traumas, or like that's a red flag to me.
You just
my biggest red flag is dating somebody with a kid 3 years or younger. Like, the older you get, you're gonna meet women, well, most women with kids.
Yeah.
If they have a child that's 3 years or younger now, can't do it, because you still attached to that person.
I have a 2-year-old. I am no way and shape attached to that
might
person.
not be.
Are you sure?
But
we don't talk at all.
But the main okay.
Ever.
Well, sometimes
I don't remember the last time we've talked.
that's a tough one.
Oh well, that ain't gonna work.
Interesting. No, I was wondering.
Yeah. So that's something that you would deem a red flag.
I have a child, but my son is 13, so
Right.
it's like a different. And if somebody is jealous of my relationship with his mom, it's like we co-parent well now, and it took a long time to get here, but.
I get that. That's a similar red flag for me. Like if I meet a guy and him and his baby mama don't get along at all, like I know for a fact, because my ex-husband, like we have 2 kids together, that it's not all on just that person's side of the street. Like you are responsible too. So if I meet a guy that's like, first of all,
like talking bad about her to
and
somebody.
maybe she is, but doesn't mean we have to talk about it. Doesn't mean you need to petition her to me about how bad she is. So if I meet you and you're immediately talking bad about your baby mama or how crappy your life is, it's like, I feel like, that's kind of a little bit of a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like how a guy treats his mom?
Absolutely.
Is that very important to y'all?
Yeah, mom and just family in general.
Females,
'cause
like sisters, moms.
Absolutely. Because those relationships are kind of like, that's kind of what he's going to be, how he'll be with the person that he's with, right? Like, because your mom, regardless of if you're a woman or a man, your mom is how you really experience that love and that affection, and like that's where that comes from. That's where that stems from. So if you can't, that connection right there is off. I can't really get with that.
Or if you don't talk to any of your family, that
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know why,
bad.
like, because I talk to every single one of my, well, not every single one, but like a majority of them I talk to. So if you're a guy and you don't get along with anybody in your family, you don't talk to your sisters, your brothers, like, that's a red
Yeah.
flag for me.
Yeah, I've had actually made mistakes in the past, but I've had someone tell me I was too close to my mom because I don't know what was going on, but it was like, oh, when your mom calls or needs something, you help her, and you seem like you're choosing her over me. So, and it was like a time thing or something like that. Like if I was chilling or something and something happened. Yeah, so that was something that it ultimately it didn't work, of course, but
Right.
that was something that I should have took as a red flag.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
for sure.
I already get my red flag. Y'all crazy and go ahead. Like past red flags.
Right. Like, is there something like you would go out on a date with someone today? Is there something that like they'll tell you from their past, or something that you know about their past that you would deem as a red flag?
Can I ask you a question too?
Yeah.
So, is it a red flag, or is it something that's going to prevent you from dating someone if you find out like they used to talk to or mess with a guy
that you know?
Maybe not your best friend, but somebody you real cool with.
Circle.
I'll give you one that made me like, I can't mess with you. It's weird, but it's like if you used to talk to a dude that I deem as not like a good person.
Ooh.
Like if you used to talk to a guy that I don't have any respect for, I can't date you because it's like, how can you go from him to me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like
Like, that's how you see me. Like, I'm definitely not that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So that's one. I remember I was dating in college. I was dating this chick for like 2 years, and she told me that she had like a weird. She when she was in college, she had like a whole sexual experience with like her and her boyfriend, and then her friend and her boyfriend. And she said that they swapped. And I was like, oh my God.
You lost all.
So it was fine up until the swap.
It was, I mean, y'all in the same room. All right. You know, we've all been to college. But the swap, I was like,
That's
you
That was a
didn't
red flag.
tell me? Because we did like the whole 90 days.
But it was recent though, right?
What you
it
mean?
wasn't like she
No, this
had-
was like probably like 3 years
3 years
ago.
Late. Okay.
In her past, right? But she didn't tell me this until like I'm already in a relationship.
But did she
with her.
need to tell you? Like, why? You know,
She should have never-
why she didn't keep that a
She should-
secret?
The reason why I said
Did
it is
she need
because
to tell
in
you?
my mind, you know, we men, so I'm like, yo, I didn't sit here and like, I'm thinking this is such a good girl. I mean, she wasn't a bad girl.
She had to
but it's
do
like
that
I
to-
waited, you know, so we did the whole
good.
90-day, nothing, all this kind of stuff. And it ain't about your boy that you was in the course with, but then it's the swap because in 13 seconds, I waited. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all make mistakes by
No, also it was the decision choices too. I mean, it's all that.
No, that's in the past.
and she had never.
I've never done it. I feel like I'm defending her, but I've never done anything like this. But I'm just saying.
What did she do again? Sorry.
She swapped partners.
She swapped
they
partners.
did a partner swap in the
We
same
just
room.
in the same
Kind
room.
of like swinging or something.
Yeah, like an orgy kind of.
No, yeah, but she was like, they was like, well, shit. They just like came out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't discussed beforehand or nothing like that. It was usually like a spontaneous decision.
Right.
And they just swapped over.
It's like it's like, I don't see how that's wrong, especially if all parties were in agreement.
Oh, wait a
But
minute.
like, I'm just saying, like,
And if it happened 3 years ago from the time, like, that's all I'm saying.
That's not that long.
I'm not saying, like, everybody to each their own. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, maybe this is really like closed-minded of me, but for the culture and the time we're in now, like, maybe that might not have been the best thing to tell Chase, like,
Right.
but, like, you know, like, just, we don't have to, like, why does it, you know, I don't know.
I think if it's a longer time period, it's okay.
No, I'm not even saying like the whole point of the matter is who wouldn't exactly want.
I don't know why
wouldn't
she
want
told
that?
you that. Like,
Right,
she
but
should've
it's like
kept
when
that
you in
to
a
herself.
relationship with somebody, especially at that time, I was younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like I was just puzzled and like, who the fuck are you?
I was puzzled.
Puzzled.
I think it's like in your mind you hold them up here.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just
You not weird.
Whatever.
And like I said, she's
And it's like-
she's a great person. All this great stuff, right? All those things are good, especially now. I don't give a damn. But it's like, yo, like I was out here, like, yeah, you know, ooh, how we met, was
Right. It's so
It
special.
was so smitten.
It's special.
Oh, but that was just a small sexual experience she had.
sneezed, and I said, bless you, and all
now
of a sudden,
that's so
how
crazy
it
that
started.
that one thing tainted how you viewed her, and that is crazy because like I'm sure there's some
I mean,
things
we
that you've
continue
done
today.
sexually.
Y'all look at it differently though.
I don't know. Chase is pretty boring though. Let's remember Chase being boring.
But women look at that as like, oh, he must be the man.
Not
He
that I
can get all
know,
these
but
women.
like some of the
But
other
it-
stuff we talked about, Chase is like, nah. So just saying.
All right. So, have you ever accidentally thrown a red flag and then been like, "Damn, that probably wasn't a red flag. I was fucking up.
Oh,
Wait.
I was tripping." Mistakenly
you-
thrown a red flag.
You like this
Oh.
like you think this like I'm confused. Like you're like, oh, I'm sorry. That probably
Like
wasn't.
that's
Is it-
right. It's in like right. It's in your
Not somebody
mind.
thought it about you.
No. What?
Not like you. Not like you.
She's hungry.
Not like something like could somebody potentially thrown a red flag about you? That's what I thought you were
Well,
asking.
it's me. Like, right? I'm the one that throws the red flags. So it's like, and I accidentally say, "Oh, that's a red flag," but I just kind of pretty much just like
Okay.
brush this person off for something that I thought was a red flag, and then over time I was like, "Man, I probably didn't."
So
need
like
to.
like an example of that probably would be like you went out with somebody and they got a little bit too tipsy, they got too drunk,
got
or
loose
whatever.
at the mouth.
They got loose.
Said
And-
something crazy.
and you're like, oh, they're alcoholic. I can't talk to them. They get too drunk for me. And then you realize it might have been just that one time. They might drink
Right.
twice a year, maybe New Year's Eve and another time.
Right.
And
It's a
then,
great example.
Yeah.
And but you already threw the flag like this alcoholic. I can't talk to you. And
Right.
So something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Was that your
Yeah.
example? Was that your
That
example?
was yeah, something similar
Okay.
to that. Yeah.
What about you? Have you ever had
Me,
anything?
not that I know of, but I do know like if whatever that little voice is telling you, if you feel like it's a red flag, then you listen to it.
Every time.
That's what I say.
Okay.
I say listen to your voice. That
Yeah.
your subconscious is gonna tell you the right way to go.
Okay. What about you, Jess?
I-
I feel like when I thought of this question, I thought of you.
Yes.
So
you know, and you probably know who I'm thinking of too.
Tell us.
But see, I'm still not convinced that it was or wasn't. I just think maybe like it still might have been really a red flag and it really was an issue, but maybe I could have like dragged it out a little longer to just see. But there was this one guy that I was dating that, and it was
Yeah,
just,
okay, bad
and
count.
we were actually like dating. Like he was just seeing me, I was just seeing him. But I like he never like really called me. Like he like wait. Oh, I don't know if that. Different one. It's
Go
okay.
ahead.
But he never like called me or like it was just weird. Like he didn't text a lot, like ever. It's like I feel like we could go maybe a day or two without even talking, and then maybe like.
What's wrong
but
with
it's
that?
just in the culture that we're in. It's just like when you're talking to somebody, people are like, "Oh, hey, how was your day?" Like not all day, but like you might get a call at the end of the night, like one night, and be like, "Oh, how's your day going?" Or in the morning, you're like, "Oh, you know, what's your plans for today?" Like you check in here and there, but this guy would never do any of that. So I was like,
You have to.
I feel like when
No, you said in the culture.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that you. Okay, I'm gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna also. Jessica, initially when she started dating, probably up until recently, she's like, you know, I'm okay with not talking to anyone for like, you know, 2 or 3 days. That's fine. I'm just too busy to do it anyways. But then when she actually got someone to give her that, she didn't really like it once it actually happened.
No.
So let's put that out. Like that's kind of how it was,
Yeah.
could have been perceived, was because that's how she kind of thought that she wanted it to go, and it didn't go that way. So to deem it a red flag after if it was something that you wanted, that's definitely kind of like
well, I never told him that that's what I wanted.
Right, but like-
but there, I mean, there was a few other moving pieces that happened in this too, to where it was like, and it wasn't a red flag because he didn't text. It was more of a red flag because it was like, so do you have something else going on to which you're too busy to like actually date me? Because, and I'm not saying it was like a whole day, and I didn't throw any fits, I didn't get angry, I didn't whatever. I just like waited and said, okay, let's see how long this goes
Well, it's
for.
a simple solution to that.
Just call him
You
and
send the
text
text.
right.
Well, I would.
That's it.
Or I'd like
Yeah.
here and there I would, or here and there I would tell him. But
And he
it just-
replied.
Yeah, he would reply, but
No problem.
It's
it was just all kind of mixed up a little bit. Like I think that if you're trying to date someone or you are dating, that like you're communicating at least once every few days. Like I shouldn't have to wonder for a whole week if we're actually still dating because we haven't talked to you.
Timeline has changed. First it was looking at 3 days, now it's a week.
I'm trying to remember like exactly like how he would do it, because I would let it go for like a whole day, and then maybe the following evening, oh, how was work, or how was yesterday, or how was whatever.
Because he didn't text your ass yesterday, so now you got attitude.
Oh,
You have an attitude now because you really wanted him to text you yesterday. He didn't. And now on day 2, when he's actually trying to check in on your motherfucking ass, you like, I'm fine type shit.
Right.
But really, you like, what were you yesterday? In your mind, you like, where were you yesterday?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
this?
I didn't have attitude with him. I actually did talk to him a few times about like all this, and he, like I said, there was a few other moving pieces in that part, but I don't know. I feel like as a guy, if you're not communicating with me, you're not actually trying to like, hey, check in every few days. Like that seems weird to me.
And even I know that like every time because we've talked about like how you should communicate with someone with your date when you're dating, right? And like missing a day is fine or 2, but like I've never experienced like dating someone that like went a day or 2 without like calling or texting.
Yeah, it's something.
I'm just saying. So it's like when I have like friends or people that are saying that like they don't hear anything from that person for a couple days. Like I'm like, to me that's crazy. Like I don't know. I don't know.
You are dating. You are only dating each other. You may even be calling that person your girlfriend. How often? Do you have a girlfriend right now?
No.
It's not gonna work.
Your brain just like stop.
It's like, but when you
But
do,
he's had
it's
one
like-
at some point, I'm
it's like,
sure.
Are you
But if
communicating?
you're dating multiple people.
No, I'm talking
Right.
about when you're dating just each other. How often are you communicating?
But see,
Usually every day.
wait, but this is a great time because I actually found this meme, and I'm happy that you accidentally said that
What a
because
time.
I had a friend, because we need to kind of clarify what dating is first, right? So I had a friend of mine, and she's like, yeah, she's exclusively dating this one guy, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, how do you date and exclusively date? So she's like, yeah, we only date each other until we figure out if we actually want to be in a relationship. And so that brought me, saw this this meme after, and it says when you're going through the talking stage, so you exchange numbers, you do things on a friendship level, and maybe even have sex, which to me that's insane, but testing the waters to see if it's a growing interest. Dating, we're spending time together doing various activities, bowling, blah blah blah, as friends with a mutual interest in each other, which we're still allowed to talk to other people. Exclusively dating, because they're 1, 2, 3, 4. Exclusively dating, we're doing dating. However, we cut off all other people we're interested in to focus on getting to know each other better, and then a relationship. We all know what that is. So, what's new to me is this exclusively dating part here. Like, I don't understand. How could you have exclusive and dating in the same thing, and y'all are doing that? Like, what is that?
That's the transition stage.
Yeah, but like within that transition stage, why am I gonna just exclusively still only date you? Or said person.
Yeah, because it's like, if we already exclusively dating, we might as well be in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm not about to give you all. It's like almost like we're doing everything as we're in a relationship, but we're not necessarily in a relationship. We're not dating anyone else.
We're not putting a label on it. And then on top of that, it's like, now, damn. I'm just thinking about, it's 5. You said 5 levels. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about the money. I'm thinking about the money aspect. Because really, truly, on level 1, I should not really be spending as much as like level 5. Now it's just me and you, kinda almost. On 4. On 4 is me.
4 is you. It's you. The two of you.
But you ain't really me. Yeah.
We ain't in a relationship though.
Yeah. So I should be like spending, but I shouldn't just be going in.
Yeah.
Nigga, we got the game backwards.
My thing is like,
our best foot forward and shit. Fuck that.
I'm single till I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
single.
there you go. Come on, please.
I'm single until like we're actually in a relationship.
Charge.
I feel you on that.
So I just don't understand this new way of dating is like how are we exclusively dating? I don't get that. So if you're dating someone like going out on dates, but you're obviously free to see other people, how often would you want to hear from said person?
I want you to contact me frequently because I like you, but I don't think that would be like a request I have. Now, if we're just dating each other, like
So you're about the exclusively dating stage in this new.
Just like what you said, like we're single until we're not. So like to have all these different phases that I have to try to identify, it's like I feel like that's just too much. Like I rather just know that, hey, if you're not my boyfriend, I guess you're gonna contact me whenever you want, but just know that I'll be contacting other people as much as I want. And then 2, hey, we're just dating each other. Like we are basically in a relationship. I want to hear from you kind of frequently. Like I want to know that you actually care about, you know, what's going on like in my day or vice versa or every, you know, like that's, I want to hear from you often.
Yeah.
I don't need a text all day, but like I want you to ask me at night, oh, hey, how was the day? Oh, the next day, oh, how was that meeting? Or did you talk, you know?
Yeah. And I show interest in, you know, your day and what you have going on as well. But I'm definitely not going to exclusively date anybody.
It's a lot of variables too, though, about communication. I mean, like last year, the job I was doing last year, I did a lot of traveling, and so, you know, to just be sitting there on time every day, I'm gonna call her. She gets off at 5. By 5:15, I have to call her or text her, ask her a day. Yeah. So I mean, it was just like. You might have a guy that works overnight, you know. I don't think that it's, you know, because I don't call you every day that I don't miss you or that I'm not interested or whatever. It's just
what did Stacey tell me? If you got time to eat, you got time.
No, you have time.
To sit on the toilet. I know you got your phone in the restroom.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But for the women who are talking to those guys, that are like, oh, I just got busy, or oh, I got work, blah 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 blah. I'm just like with a woman. If a guy wants to contact you, he's gonna contact you.
No, I'm not saying that you can't contact or I'm too busy. I'm not saying that.
But you're saying like you're legitimately busy.
No, I'm just saying like it might slip my mind. Yeah,
his mind is on the job at hand. So just because my mind is on what the fuck I got going on right now, and it's actually kind of important. So just because at this point where you are at your house, you would like to talk to me, I probably would like to talk to you, but my mind can't pull me away. It would be great if you did by calling or texting, and then maybe you would break me from what I'm in right now. But I can't do it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Thank you. Come on, my brother.
Thank you.
But that's because Chase is an intelligent man. I'm saying a lot of men do not function that way.
Yeah, because I had someone recently that was like, hey, I really would like for you to also call me. You know what I mean? Like, or text, like, but communicating that to me or communicating that to them that like, hey, this is how I like to be communicated to. But like, and then at that point you decide, okay, yes, I can do that, or I can't for XYZ reason or whatever.
So what I was saying, I think we always talk about communication. It comes down to communication.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it comes down to, do you understand the type of person that you dealing with? I know I'm a type of person I get real focused on what I'm dealing with, and I can be engulfed in it, right? So it would be great to have a person to pull you out of that and be like, yo, like, fuck that right now. Like, what you doing?
Right.
Because you do, like you said, if you got time to shit, you got time to talk. Oh. You do. But guess what? I can't even see I can't see the forest for the trees right now. Mm-hmm. And it would be great to have a motherfucking lumberjack in this motherfucker to cut some of this shit down. But we don't always have that.
Right.
You know, and guess what? All, you know, guys and women, you've been at it by yourself for a long time. So you gonna be in. I gotta do this for me. I gotta do this for my family. I gotta get to this certain point to ensure that my legacy is sustained. What will be the change to give me the break? Now, if the woman is, you want your attention, great, and we probably want to give it to you. But if you only get hung up on the fact that we didn't call, you missing the whole conversation.
Exactly. I agree.
Don't be mad. You felt that shit. You felt that shit.
I agree.
I just wanted to make sure you saw my eye roll.
It's just like saying with a purpose. I mean, if you have a man that has too much time, y'all not gonna want to date him. If I'm blowing you up all day, what you doing now? I know you're on lunch right now.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
But what if, like, what red flag?
But a man with a purpose, and he's out here trying to, like you say, leave his legacy, and he's trying to do, you know, what's best for not only him but his family. maybe if we serious, whatever. But if I have too much time and I'm just blowing you up, I know your breaks, I know your lunch, I know when you get off, I know when you're in your car. You gonna be you're not gonna be interested in that man.
And the crazy thing is, it's vice versa. Like, you know, I've dated someone who just wanted to work the same little job and do nothing else, and that just wasn't fulfilling to me. And then it didn't work out. I'm like, what else you want to do? What more can we do? Can we build something together? Can we do something?
Right.
And they had no interest in doing anything like that. And they were the ones that were like always calling, always texting. I'm like, okay, they're not really doing nothing that they're holding me back now.
Right.
And so it's like when you just said something about you know, you finally text, but then it's 2 days late or something, and now you got an attitude. Now it's like you bring negative energy. It's like, okay, once again, it's like, what's going on? Like you are you going to have this attitude? Because now everything's good, we can hang out, but you got an attitude. Or you can have a good attitude, we can hang out, do whatever, and then that's only going to make me want to hang out with you more.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I said this once before. One of the best things ever is to be on the phone with somebody that's tired. Because I know I'm tired, and then you tired, we already in agreement already.
Yeah.
What happened? Why are you tired? Oh damn! You know I'm tired because of this. And it's like, it's interesting because guess what? We both went out, did what the fuck we had to do to get a little bit further in this bullshit, and now we can come back and bring it to the table and share and decompress, and probably tomorrow go in more refreshed.
Right.
But if I get on the motherfucking phone and I'm the only tired motherfucker on here,
Yeah.
and you just full of goddamn energy,
Let's go out.
you want to go drink? Look,
Like,
I'm about to lay down. I'm about to turn on Netflix. Matter of fact, I don't even want to watch nothing that's good. I want something that's kind of good that I can fall asleep on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it makes a difference the type of people that you deal with. Mm-hmm. And like I say, a lot of people with no purpose is weird. I went on a date before where I don't even go to these like hookah bars and shit like that. And I went. And see, so when you ain't been out in a while, then you go out and be like, yo, the scene done changed.
Yeah.
The music a little different now.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there chilling, and the chick see a dude she know. And oh, that's such and such. He's a football player. She go over to the dude, and I see him like rub his hand down her ass. Come on, somebody. Is that a red flag? Come on, somebody. And I'm like, oh, and his cousin was sitting right here. Is a chick. Now this is like a first date situation. Mm-hmm. And she was already on my nerves because she was drunk and she couldn't hold her liquor. I can't stand that. So he pulled. So this order rubs his hand on her ass, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he pours her some Hennessy. It's one of them like bring your own bottle spots. Come back to the table. I really hate seeing people I know. I just sometimes want to go out. I said, but do you really hate it? I say, because really and truly, did you need the alcohol? Because you already drunk. And I was like, if you don't want somebody to treat you like that, then you shouldn't even. You said you want to deal with him. Oh, the funny part about it, the chick, the cousin, she was like, she looked back at me. I said, it's just like that. But the whole point about it is like, do you really want to be in that position? Red flag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Red flag.
Do you want to be respected? Red flag.
Red flag.
And why you acting like you don't want this type of attention when you do? Because you walked to him. He didn't walk to you.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Ooh, I'm just trying to imagine, could I imagine being out on a date with somebody and then somebody else just touch my ass? I'm like,
hey, I was
that's crazy.
So your mindset switches to either I'm gonna leave her alone or she just something I'm gonna knock off. And
it ain't even that. No, my shit turns off. I'm good because anytime you do that, my libido gone. I'm gonna go deep. My libido
no interest.
Let's go to the crib. I'm good. Interest. Why? Cause you stupid. You dumb.
Waste of time.
Man, you hella stupid. I called my dad went off on that one. It was funny.
Wow. Well, guys, that's all we have for today.
Red flags.
Yes,
Red
thank you guys
flag.
for coming out.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed.
This is a great conversation.
No, don't get. Why you giving the mic?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of free agents on the court right now.
Yeah. Is everybody a free agent on the couch?
Everybody, I feel like everybody's free right now.
I'm negotiating a contract right now.
That boy negotiating the contract. That boy negotiating the contract. But I know right now that Stay Sorry is free.
But you gotta get that car.
But you gotta get that Charger.
You gotta get more than a Charger because she didn't want that Charger.
He might have to go to the Mercedes.
Hey, you gotta do something.
She already got an Infiniti, so she might need a Ferrari.
I don't even have an Infinity.
And
What is
it can't be rented.
Yeah, it can't be rented, goddamn. We ain't paying payments. She need that shit paid for in cash if you got it. If you don't
She
have
need to see
it,
the title.
yeah. If you don't have it, it's a red motherfucking flag. Jessica Lola 51 is also here for you. You just gotta be prepared to text her. We need you to talk to her as much as you possibly can. Yeah, like what did you do?
What about?
You see what I'm saying? But see, when one motherfucker text you, she ain't got shit to say. She ain't got nothing to say when you actually text her, though. But if you text her in 2 days, she would have been good, but she don't want that no more. I'm sorry, so what's your name again?
Lloyd Lindley Chip.
Lloyd Lindley Chip.
Yeah,
and
it's
dip
either Toronto or LA, man. I'm
Chip,
trying to
dip,
figure out if I'm
potato
gonna stay in Toronto or go to LA.
Oh, he don't know where he going yet, but goddamn it, he got some prospects. But if you need Chip right now in your system, just go ahead and give him a call. Say what's your name?
Dip.
Patrick Francis.
It's Chip and Dip.
It's Chip and
AKA
Dip.
Doc.
Doc.
God damn.
I've been saying Dip. Chip and Dip.
It's not Dip. It's not Dip. It's Doc.
The doc is in the goddamn building right now. And if you are a nice young lady out there in these streets, hit these DMs for these gentlemen and these young ladies.
Let's not forget
They need
that Chase is still very much single.
They need
so
you
you
now more
really
than ever.
need to slide in to his DM.
Don't slide in my
Slide
shit.
where he likes the hookah bar. He want to make
The
sure your
fuck
ex
I
is
do?
there to touch.
And if you got
tap
a good
your
Netflix
ass.
show that will make
Yeah.
him kind of fall asleep but just stay interested
Yeah.
enough,
Just be
he
tight.
wants to watch it with you.
Just be tired.
He wants to
take
know.
a melatonin. He won't know the
They
difference.
take a melatonin. NyQuil.
Nigga was drugged on the phone. Well, you know, I was just thinking of
NyQuil.
So, do you guys have social medias or anything? That you guys want social media accounts?
So my social media account is Clarence Patrick Francis on Facebook. On Instagram, it's CIKENT.
Facebook is Lloyd Lindley. Instagram, there can only be one me.
Oh, do y'all have one for y'all's like Party with the Purpose or your organization?
It's Lamp Consultation on Facebook, and then as far as Instagram, it's Lamp LLCSC.
And hit us up, inbox us. It's a private party for a cause for a back to school event, July 4th. And it's in Bel Air, Texas at the Russell Residence. So let us know. It's 3 to 9, kid friendly, family friendly. But like you said, after a certain hour, who knows what's going to happen.
And we'll put all the information below
Yes.
as well. If you liked what we talked about today, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, comment below. Go follow everybody's Instagram pages. You know, the most eligible bachelor in this whole room right now is sitting next to me, King.L.A.M.P. And
Yes.
he would love,
Slide away.
he would love for you to go on a date with him. And if you pay so he doesn't have to spend money, that might happen too. So
He's so cheap, guys, but it's okay.
it's okay.
Frugal.
Really not cheap at all.
He lying. His house is made of marble. It's fine.
That's how you get that
That's
marble
it.
house.